beautiful lakefront here at Big Place Studios at Burke Lakefront Airport. I'm elated. I'm glad to be with my beautiful wife, Maria Cribbs.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
I'm Josh Cribbs, and we are the return, baby.
How you feeling today, babe?
I'm feeling amazing.
Ooh, it's hot outside.
It's a gorgeous day. You
It is
said
a
you like
gorgeous-
heat anyway.
I do like it when it's hot, but you know when it's wintertime, we're like, oh, I can't wait till I can't stand the snow. And now that the
Yes.
snow's gone and the heat is on, I'm like, oh my
It's
Lord.
always the opposite.
Yeah.
When it's too hot, you pray for it to be cooler.
Right.
But when it's too cold, we complain about that as well.
Exactly.
I can say I've evolved into a true Clevelander.
Okay.
I can take it all.
I
Like
love
it's
that.
nothing
But
too
we love the
extreme.
elements. You know how that is.
It's nothing too extreme.
I think too, like when we used to play football and we would go to the different, stadiums and some would be domes. I'm like, this is not
It
how you play
wasn't
football. You
football.
don't play football in a
'Cause
dome.
I'm
What is
proud
this
that you
madness?
said
Yeah,
that.
I mean,
because
come on. We
I
need the
think,
elements.
when you think of stadiums, you think of football stadiums. You're
Right.
thinking of the Cleveland Browns.
Absolutely.
This atmosphere. You're thinking of Green Bay Packers, Chicago Bears. That's real football
think of that
played
lake effect
outdoors.
snow.
Yes, in the elements.
But I
True
want to
Browns.
tell everybody listening, I tried to get Josh to go see the Barbie movie with me.
Yeah, I don't like that.
No, I heard it's a good movie. We got
Yeah.
to get out there, babe.
I heard it was a good movie, and I'm gonna go watch it.
Even
with you.
grown men are in the Barbie movie crying. So I think it's a good one. I'm telling you. I
Crying?
think you're going to be surprised. Yeah, we should go.
I'm gonna go with you.
Okay.
As your +1,
Okay.
and I'm gonna make my judgment then.
Okay. Thank
Are you ready to
That's
get
all.
into
I want
it
to just
though?
get it on record. Let's get into it, baby.
Let's get into
All
the
right.
dogs are barking.
Let's do it.
Hoo, hoo, hoo. Dogs are barking indeed, and that just means we're the dogs. Our
Right.
fans are dogs,
fans.
and the barking is how dogs talk.
Absolutely.
So what are the fans talking about? And I posted something on my Instagram and Twitter and all my social media, and I asked the question to the fans and to NFL fans: what record would satisfy Browns fans this season? Meaning, what record do the Browns have to obtain for them to?
be satisfied. And you
Them
really had
dogs out
everybody
there.
chiming in,
Yes.
Josh. You had all the dogs coming out to play with
Had
that
a-
question right there.
Ton of comments.
Yeah, you did.
So when I think about that, I'll pose that question to you, Maria. You've been through a lot. I can give my perspective as a player and as a fan now. But you watching me play, give me your synopsis of the record that will satisfy you and what you want.
You wanna
yes.
hear what I gotta say?
I want to hear what you
About
gotta say.
football?
Let's do it.
Oh, let me get into it. I think for me, and I'm coming from, to the perspective of a wife of a professional athlete, watching you play all those years, it was tough because I know you were out there playing your heart out, like giving your
Right.
all, giving everything you had. You would come home exhausted. And we had the 2 babies at home, and I'm like, let's just let your dad decompress because you really wanted to win.
So what it feel like standing out there each game because we didn't have winning records,
I'm gonna be honest with you.
waiting for me to come out?
I'm gonna be honest with you. It was great when we would win, but we kind of got used to losing.
Right.
And I know, and I would tell you, and I'm not gonna call out certain players, but I would say, Josh, if I'm at home like watching the game, it's like some of the players are on the sideline. You could just tell they just ready to go home.
Right.
And you were
Trying to
always
get it
out there
over with.
fighting, trying to give your all, and I
Right.
just didn't understand the mentality of having people on the team who I'm just here to collect the paycheck at this point. We're not gonna win. They didn't.
And
have,
it would
it's
get
they
like
lost
that.
faith. I never
Right.
felt like you lost faith in the Cleveland Browns.
Right.
And your ability and what you could do and what potential that
I
you
love the
tapped
game.
into. But then I would have to say, having to console you like that and give you those hugs after the game and seeing you like, man, I'm on special teams.
Right.
I shouldn't be having to run all the way across the field for a touchdown,
Right.
and depending on what I can do, if we can get into scoring position or whether we can win
Right.
this game.
Right.
I saw you give your all out, and it hurt for me to witness, game after game, loss after loss, and then
Right.
they would have the different coaching staff changes and have the different QBs come in. Y'all would hype up, and I'd be like, they ain't gonna do nothing. I just don't understand why Cleveland couldn't get it right.
Right.
We had the talent, we had the coaches, everything
So-
swapped out.
Right.
So for me, if you're asking that question to me,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be straight up. I want to just win more than we lose.
Right.
So what is that? 8-9?
9
9 and 8. Excuse
yes.
me. 9 and 8.
9
I would
and
rather
8.
just
You're
can we
hoping
just
for
win
9 and 8.
more than we lose. That's what I
Because
was.
you've seen teams, and I think you feel you're shell shocked. I think Maria feels just like every Browns fan feels.
Yeah.
You're hoping for the best,
Yes.
and preparing for the worst.
But I want to be realistic. I don't want to say, oh,
Right.
let's go all the way to Super Bowl, baby.
But that's what I ask fans
Yeah.
to do.
Right.
Be realistic.
Right.
But it's difficult. And that's
Because we're hopeful.
Right, we're hopeful. That's a Bone Thugs and Harmony pun, by the way.
Oh, really?
Hope for the best.
Always go, yeah.
Hope for the best and prepare for the worst.
Okay.
And the
there
rest
we
is
go.
written.
Yeah.
But when we say that, our hoping for the best, a lot of times we're hoping because we get disappointed.
Right.
And we're used to it. So we're shell shocked from that disappointment.
Right.
But my question was, what will make Browns fans feel excited and feel like,
Okay, that was a good season right there.
It's my
Don't get rid of no coaches, no players, maybe a couple trades and add to the
Right.
roster, but I'd be satisfied with this right here.
right,
11-6.
11-6.
Yeah.
Okay.
11-6.
Let's see what the fans, before I give what I believe
Right.
should happen, I want to see what the
couple
fans.
of comments?
I want to see what the
I think
comments
we pulled some. Okay,
was,
who is
was
this?
saying.
The Land Clothing. He said 14-3. It's time to become a
14.
dominant franchise.
Ooh.
No more excuses.
No more
Go
excuses.
Browns. I like you
love
right there.
that.
I like that.
And let's stop right. Hold
Okay,
on.
go
Let's
ahead.
keep
Yeah,
that
break
comment
that down.
there. He said, "No more excuses."
No more.
I feel that. So when we're out here and we asking people to, give us what you think the Browns should do, let's not make excuses for them that they didn't ask for.
Right.
We don't have to say, "Oh, I mean, it's Deshaun Watson first year back as a full. Let's see what he can. Let's edge into it. If we can stay healthy." Man, we're talking about through injury, through it all.
Right.
Because every team deals with the same thing, the possible
You
injuries.
All right. Every year we got some
Yes,
excuses.
it's always.
But
and
you know what that is? Because we love our team.
Yes.
We're trying to make an excuse
We-
of why
we
we
coddle
almost
them.
Yes.
We do that.
Yes.
Why can't we expect
Ooh, that's good.
greatness from our team and
Right.
let it be that?
Right.
I don't want the excuses. Let's be able to beat our chest.
That's true.
It's too much of that.
Yeah.
Let's go to
All
some
right,
more
next comment,
comments.
we got
Yeah,
Teddy
yeah.
over here. He said anything under 10 wins would be very disappointing. All right.
Anything under 10
wins.
would be
Okay, Teddy.
disappointing.
Yeah.
I feel I share that sentiment.
Right. Okay.
Anything under 10.
So he
Keep
said
it
basically
going.
saying 11. Okay.
Keep it going.
So then we got Pluto. Hey, Pluto. Playoffs. That simple.
Playoffs.
Had to rewatch because my first view opposed. Okay, so he said something he didn't send it right. But playoffs. That simple. You like
Mm-hmm. okay.
that?
I like it.
Okay.
Playoffs,
Is that
that's
too,
simple.
Thinking about we getting Deshaun Watson. We get a full season of Deshaun Watson out there, Josh.
I think 90%, 90 or 95 is probably even higher, have said a winning season, of course, but mostly people have chosen above 10. It's not, it's a low 20% is saying 9.
Right.
Because that's not satisfactory with
Right.
this team.
Right.
They say it because they shell shock again. 10, I believe, with this team. Remember, it's 17 games. It's not 16 anymore. It's
Right.
another game.
Right.
So maybe a lot of people aren't remembering that. It's 17 games.
It's 17 games. Ooh, those games are brutal on the body, brutal
Double
on the fans.
digits.
Yeah.
Double digits. Keep it going.
All right, okay. Patrick McGuire, he said, to feel really good about it, I need 12-5 and a couple of playoff wins. To keep the staff, I need at least 10. So
Oh,
he's
he
saying
went
he's making
deeper.
Cuts. If y'all don't get more than 10 games, he's making cuts to the
He
staff.
went deeper.
The coaching staff. You like what you
He
think?
took it to the coaching
He said
staff.
and he said a couple of
to
playoff
keep
games.
the coaching staff.
Yeah.
I think that's huge. That's a conversation we haven't had. Is
Yeah.
our coaching staff safe with this team if they keep going below the expectations with the Deshaun Watson, with the Nick Chubb? Is our coaching
Myles
staff
Garrett, right?
safe after a possible disappointing season? Yes, I want to be very optimistic.
Right.
I don't want to always, look at it from a pessimistic point of view.
Yeah.
Even though we're shell shocked as a fan base, we got to ask ourselves: is our coaching staff exempt if we have a disappointing season?
Right.
That's a good conversation to have.
Do you mind if I go to some of your
Let's
comments
go,
on your
go.
post? Okay, this is
I
on your
don't mind.
social post.
Under
It
my
says-
social.
He says, I feel, okay, this is Michael Brooks. I feel 12-5 is attainable and should be the expectation. If we win over 10, I'll be okay, but still off from the standpoint of talent we have. Of course, we need to stay healthy.
We need to stay healthy.
That's
Read one
right.
more, and then I'll give my.
Someone says, I'm saying
synopsis.
10-12, 9 is a winning season, but I truly believe this team is better than that. Go Browns. But then we had someone right here.
This is your last one.
He
Go
said
ahead.
something about making it to the Super Bowl, and I can't find his name right here. But I feel like that, okay, True Aquarian won. Super Bowl champions, at least one before I leave this earth. Now, I know he probably
Super
just joking
Bowl
right there, but I
champion.
feel like saying the Super Bowl is, That's not being realistic.
Right.
I don't think this team
I don't think
right
so
now. No.
So
Not
I'm
fair.
gonna give.
Let's get in the playoffs and play around there. Let's at least make it and
Correct.
then win a couple of games and playoffs.
Correct. Now, Maria, I'm gonna give you my synopsis.
Go ahead, baby.
Honestly, I embody what the fans are saying right now. My expectations on this team that had me feeling like, oh yeah. Not just that, not just beating my chest, but to make me feel like, man, I wish I could play. I wish I could just suit up. Oh, I wish I was a coach. I wish I was standing on the sidelines. It's playoffs. It's not a particular record. Because as the season goes, right? As the season goes, things change.
Right.
You might need 9 might get you in if you beat the right 9 teams.
Right, that's true.
10 might get you in, but it ain't get us in.
It didn't.
And when we first 10 and 16
We was sitting there waiting,
to
hoping.
win 10 games and not get into the playoffs, and then you the Super Bowl contenders was Arizona Cardinals, and they won 9 games, but we're sitting at home at 10.
Right.
So in a division with Lamar Jackson, in a division with Joe Burrow, in a division with a good, well-coached Steelers team, the bar has been set by myself and the fan base. It's not just 9 or 10. It's whatever record has to get us in. We have to, the bar is playoffs for me, because anything can happen in the playoffs and nothing less. If we don't get to the playoffs, I'll be disappointed.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't care what they have to do.
What I
Get
think,
in.
Josh, I think from my perspective, year after
Limp
year, I'm
in.
like, why can't the Browns just get it right?
Right.
You switched out coaches, you fired coaches.
Right.
You've had these
You're saying what all Browns
QBs
fans
come
been
in.
feeling like.
I mean, every year it's a new change, and we just can't get it right.
Right.
What is it?
Right.
We had the talent.
You're
You get rid
saying-
of the coaches, nothing
Right.
changes. We
Right.
still lose. You
Right.
get rid of the whole coaching staff and their friends and family. We still lose.
Hold on.
What is it?
You said we get rid of
Because you
their
get rid of it.
friends and family.
I'm keep it real. When you had Josh, you know I got a bone to pick. You
Yeah,
had
yeah.
just got in the door and started coaching.
Right.
With the coaching staff that they were probably already getting rid of anyway.
Right.
And then they let you go.
Right.
You just got I didn't even get my feet
Right.
wet yet. What do
Right.
you get rid of all the coaches? You
Right.
bring these QBs in, hype them up, they end up being a bust. Why can't we get it right? Why
I think-
can't the Browns get it right? We deserve a win. We deserve playoffs. We deserve Super Bowl. We deserve all that. And
I think a lot
I be
of
salty
fans.
too sometimes they get there and you ain't on the team. I wanted to be there when
Absolutely.
my husband was playing.
Absolutely.
All right, but it's
right.
just the
But
way I feel.
that's exactly why I posed the question, right? Because there's, the way you feel right now.
What is it?
Every fan feels that way.
Sucks.
Every fan feels that way. Like, what is it? Let's get it right.
Yeah.
But I don't want to. Again, the season hasn't begun.
Right.
They might have gotten it right. You got 3 edge rushers. You got 3 defensive players right now that are a top 20
Right.
on the edge rushing board in the NFL.
Right.
And that means our defense will be a lot better
I
this
still
season.
can't wait to see what Deshaun Watson does with a
Right.
full season. Like,
But hold on, let me continue.
See Deshaun Watson out at a restaurant somewhere. I'm be like, hey, come here, bro. Come here. Let me holler at you.
Nah, you can't
Oh,
say let you holler at him. Nah, that people might get confused.
No, I want to talk to him about how we need to focus
Say
this
that,
season.
not
Just
let me holler at you.
practice, eat good, and go home.
There you go.
Thank you.
No, but
Film.
But he's not the quarterback. Deshaun is not the one that you will have to say that to. If you gotta say that to a quarterback, then we doomed. The quarterback is already all responsibility, all assuming. That's why when we had Manziel, who was out at the clubs drinking, Money Manziel, it was a
baby.
problem.
Right.
Because he needed to be the example for the rest of the young guys, for
Right.
the rest of the players. We don't care how young you are. As a quarterback, you have to come into this league already ready and prepared.
Yeah.
All right.
All right,
So
I think he's
we
that.
know what our record should be. Anything that gets us in. It's not 9-8 specifically. It's not 10-7 specifically. I don't care. Get in.
Get
That's
in.
the bar. So moving on,
All
Maria, to our next topic, and the dogs are barking. Nick Chubb weighed in on a running back situation. He quoted, "Next year, it could be me." And he was talking about, the situation that Saquon Barkley is in right now. And Saquon Barkley has recently just signed a contract that will pay him $11 million, a 1 year, $11 million. And that's $1 million up from the
1 year?
franchise tag.
That's 1 year, 11 mil.
1 year, $11 million. He wanted 19. And
They
Nick Chubb,
8 million short.
right?
They 8 million short.
But Nick Chubb
I feel
was
that
quoted,
hamstring. I feel that hamstring acting up on me,
exactly
babe.
right. However,
Ooh, my
he could have
hamstring.
signed that and still have hamstring issues.
But hold on.
And he's getting paid.
But baby, the trainer might be like, he ain't got no hamstring. You know what?
It don't matter what the trainer
Got to
say.
do the mental health play.
My back, coach.
No, I'm not mentally.
I don't know what
ain't
it
feeling
is.
it.
I know
Your
I
back?
just signed 11 mil. But my back.
I'm a little concussed.
I think for an extra few mil.
7 or 8.
For an extra meal,
I'm
couple
telling
mil,
you.
I might be able to
Because
do
think about it, and think about this: you at your job working hard as you work. Say it's time to come up for a pay raise,
Right.
And they're not giving you what you think you worth. You feel insulted. You feel slighted.
You feel insulted.
Yes.
You feel slighted.
Especially
Okay.
when you know your worth.
Okay, stop right there.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Andrew Berry gave a press conference.
The GM.
Our general
Okay.
manager. And he was talking about why he paid Chubb. Now, I'm going to paraphrase basically what he said. He basically said, when you know you got the guy, it's a no-brainer. He's basically explaining why he went ahead and paid Chubb early, why he gave Chubb a contract. And he said when he's a staple, when you know you got a staple on your team,
Gotta
and
take
it's a
care of
no-brainer, you take care of him.
Right,
So
right.
no, and then he went on to double down and said we got several guys on our team that are making 20 and 30 million.
Okay.
He's opening the doors to
Hold on,
free
who is that?
agency
Because
at that point.
I got a couple of cousins that might want to holler at them. They married.
Right.
They
Stop it. See, stop it. But he's opening the door to free agency.
Okay.
See, the Browns have become a hub now for
Come on over.
teams, for other players and free agents to come to. We're going to take care of you. If you play and give it your all, we're going to take care of you. There are teams that players know are player-friendly teams. You can go there and get a good contract.
And it sounds like Andrew Berry got some sense.
And Andrew Berry got some sense. And the
Okay.
Giants
I
don't.
like him.
I feel like the Giants are missing the bug. They are missing out when you look at this. So now when you talk about Saquon Barkley and the Giants not paying him what he's worth because they're giving him basically a little bump from the franchise tag, do the Giants feel like he's their guy? Like Andrew Berry just said. Do the Giants feel like Saquon Barkley? So as a fan to the NFL, I'm looking at the Giants team.
With the side eye.
With the side, I'm like, you don't think that this
Saquon Barkley, are you kidding me right now?
injuries aside, he's not your staple?
Because injuries are
Your
going to
staple?
happen. Like my thing is, they use injuries as an
100%.
excuse. We know they're going to happen. Pay
Right,
these people.
100%.
Pay these players their money.
And again, I advocated that they think outside the box when they talk about Saquon Barkley's contract because he can
did.
get hurt,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so he'll have to have a special contingency in his contract. Pay him what he's worth. Something happens, let it revert back to the franchise tag.
right.
But they gave him 11. He's kind of settling. I don't think Saquon Barkley stays with the Giants next season. He may ball out again
I
this
wouldn't.
year, and then he'll be on his way. And then what will the Giants be?
Because that's the
after
thing,
that?
though. Because players have that mentality. I gotta ball out. I can't really fake an injury. I gotta ball out because I need
Exactly.
some film to show that I'm worth what I'm requesting.
Exactly.
So it's kind of like a double-edged sword.
Exactly.
Okay, I feel
So
you.
when you're looking at a guy like Chubb, Chubb made the statement. He quoted again. The quote was, "Next year it could be me. It could be Chubb next year.
So wait a minute, he's up for contract,
Next year he'll have to contend in this situation.
and Andrew
So we
Berry already
have him-
said we like to do the right thing.
We like to do the
So
right
why not
thing.
go ahead and pay Nick Chubb right now then?
Genius.
Let me see what you do. Put your
Genius.
money where your mouth is. Give me
Genius.
5-5, baby. Put your money where your mouth is.
But
Pay him
it's not paying him right now. I think that'll be a little premature. I think
Okay,
though,
mid-season.
next year.
I don't want you to go nowhere. I'm gonna put some gold handcuffs on you.
I
Come
think
on.
next season, if Chubb has a good year this year, we extend him another year through 2025. We go ahead and bump him up again to
Damn.
2025. If he shows
Nick
no
Chubb.
regression, I think Andrew Berry, I don't even want to have a problem with our running back situation. I'm going to go ahead and lock him in to 2025
Thank you.
because we can keep this
Just
thing
in
rolling.
case you thought you was gonna have to go somewhere.
Exactly.
Like, why even make me? Why? I guess you want to light some fire up under
No,
people.
it's-
but now we have a player like Chubb. I
In
don't
the
want to make. I don't
NFL
want to rock the boat with you.
in-
We love you. We want you
Right.
here. We love your. The fans love you. You providing. You're performing for us. Let me go ahead and seal the deal now.
Right, but
Go ahead.
Chubb, running backs, they don't last as long in the NFL.
I know that. Yeah.
So when we say extend him to 2025, it's reasonable. It might be some contingencies in that contract.
Yeah.
Because remember, he can get traded or cut. But however, it's unlikely, but his play can decline. So maybe that 2025 extension, again, Andrew Berry likes to think outside the box,
Right.
will be filled with incentives that he could reach. First, being the starter, first getting a certain amount of reps, certain amount of touchdowns, productivity.
Right.
And we're going to give you a little something to sign it. Here you go. And now Chubb is not even a question. We still have a star running back who is still in his prime and is showing no form of regression.
Right.
That's how you take care of guys. That's how you assure guys so they can go and give their all. Like once Josh Cribbs did back in the day.
Yeah.
Shameless plug. But I like that.
I like it too.
Yeah.
I do. I like that. I like Andrew Berry. I like the way he's thinking outside the box. Okay,
Yeah.
so now it's time for my segment called Hey Family.
Hey
Where
Family.
I pose a question to the audience and then we come back and discuss it. Some
Hey
of my
Family.
Hey Family.
Hey, family.
All right.
love
So
it.
look, I posed a question. Actually, I put the video out there that went viral. Oh my! I keep going. Your girl
Yeah,
keep
you
going
got it,
viral.
girl.
Now you
Go
gotta
ahead.
follow me, right? Okay. So it was a little voiceover that I did, and it said the statement: if you don't have the passcodes, then you don't have a man either.
Mm.
And I didn't realize I was gonna spark that much of a debate. We got the video. I think. Want to roll it?
If you don't got the passcodes, then you don't got no man either. You know what to do. Look at it, motherfucker, while you typing it.
Now, babe.
Explain what that mean.
Okay, that's saying.
Explain what that mean.
If you're in a relationship and you don't have your man or your woman's passcodes to her phone, that ain't your man or your woman. You might need to
Maria.
rethink some things. So that was just joking, saying you better look at him while he typing it to get access, see what's going on the phone. But that posed a question. I have your passcodes.
I was
You
just
have
about to say,
what?
Maria, you got my passcodes?
I do, but I don't
Okay.
really need them. I just
No, it's just-
disclaimer. I'm not that kind of.
She's not.
Something gonna happen. It's
She's
gonna be
not.
put in your face eventually. I don't have to go stupid
Right.
or nothing. I don't need that kind of stress in my life.
Right.
But I do feel what some people were saying in the comments, like, right, if you don't have your man's passcodes, is it a relationship?
Right. Yes, it is. It's
If you
called-
don't have it?
Yes. It's still a relationship. Might be toxic.
So why do you have mine and why do I have yours?
Let's-
you said it might be
yeah,
types
yeah.
of relationship.
It's still a
Okay,
relationship.
Go ahead, gotcha.
It just depends on what kind of relationship.
Okay, it's getting hot
It
in
may
here.
not be
It's a little hot.
ideal. Yeah, it's getting hot
It's
for you.
getting hot.
It's going to heat up. It may not be ideal, but it may be a little toxic. It may be a little immature. It may not be what you're looking for in the long haul, but it's still a relationship.
Yeah.
And you may evolve because we've been married how many years?
20,
And-
it'll be 21 tomorrow.
right. Tomorrow?
22. How many?
I'm thinking
Tomorrow.
I almost
the
forgot.
26th.
Lord have mercy.
July 26th, sweetheart.
Is that tomorrow?
You better have me a gift. I better see the
God.
FedEx man
Without
tonight.
this podcast, I would have forgotten.
Oh, Josh, no.
No, but what I'm saying is, you didn't always have my passcodes. We evolved. You never wanted them.
I'm
You
just not
keep
that kind of-
forgetting it.
Yeah,
You
I
be like,
do.
"What's your phone?" Your phone. I'm
I
like,
hear, put your face right here, Josh.
I'm like, Maria, you know my passcode. It's so
Yeah.
simple because you know,
But
right?
some people that makes them feel secure.
But you didn't always. I didn't always get. No, it's just the evolution.
Yeah.
Where you are in your relationship,
Yeah.
you might don't feel comfortable. Even if you're married, you might. It's the same reason that a lot of women and men have separate bank accounts.
Mm-hmm.
They think differently about their relationships. They need more privacy,
Yeah.
and they feel like, nah, we still got a relationship. He trusts me. I trust. And they feel like it's built on trust.
Right. Right.
And maybe they like, you know what, babe, just in case, I heard the Cribbs podcast, so just in case, here's my passcodes in case you wanted it.
Right, right. I think that's a good thing to lead with too, because also if I have Josh's passcodes to anything, I might be labeled a hypochondriac. I'm thinking if somebody, like people going out passing away,
I'ma
cardiac,
find a way.
I'm just saying stroke, cardiac arrest. I want to have access to bank account information,
You
or
be like,
life insurance.
right.
You know, I'm
You'll
thinking
be like,
things
babe,
like that.
you dying, but what's your passcode? I'm be like, never mind. Meet me at the hospital. Like that.
No, I'm thinking of things like that. So I do think if you're in a long-term relationship, what are you hiding to where you don't want to make sure that person has it in case they need to go on your phone to get
Right.
something? You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't think somebody should just be having full-fledged to just snoop. But then when you're in a relationship too, I'm someone who's very independent. I want my independence. I don't want to feel like you're just all up in my space.
So is
Can I
there-
have something carved out for me, you know?
Okay, so since you said that,
Yeah.
is there a point when you reach a point in a relationship that you reach, just like it
Yeah.
is when you move in together?
Yeah.
Not even
When you
move
get
in.
the keys and
when
all
you get
that.
the key.
Yeah.
Is there a point in a relationship when you say, you know what, here go my passcodes?
Yeah.
Because is that saying I can be vulnerable with you?
Yeah.
Or I can share my life a little bit more
Right.
with you. I can trust you a little bit more.
And because it be depending on someone you're dating, if they're emotionally unstable, y'all get in an argument, and they got your passcodes, they're going on Twitter posting videos or saying, something that could destroy you and your livelihood.
Right.
So I think it's also about who you're dating or who you're married to as well. But say our daughter, she's 20 years old.
Right.
If she's dating someone for,
I don't think they need to have her passcode.
yeah, I don't
feel
think
some
she
type
needs
of
to
way.
have theirs.
So I think my evolution, hearing us talk about it, because
Yeah.
we haven't debated it like
right,
this.
that's why I like to have these questions.
I change.
Your hope is-
I don't think that if you're dating someone, they should have your passcode.
right.
I think it should be marriage. If you're dating somebody,
Yeah.
I think maybe when you get on a knee, now that comes with it.
Yeah.
Now, baby, I gave you that ring, and the date is set.
What did you say your passcode was again?
Yeah.
I know.
I think you should have this
Because
passcode.
honestly, we all have our own phones. We really don't need to be answering someone else's phone. Or
Right.
why do you really need access to my phone? I was thinking for like
Ooh.
medical emergencies and things like
Right,
that. Like say
right.
people so private out there. Say you die. How is somebody going to be able to invite anyone to your funeral because they can't even get
They're gonna
access
have
to
to
your
put
phone?
a message out there.
Right, on
If
Facebook.
you know this person.
Right.
I'm like, hold up, that's my boyfriend.
Right.
What you doing? Like that's
But
my,
I do feel
that's
like
my husband.
I
You
know.
just been- you gonna put out a
That's
message?
my man. Right. I do feel like if you're in a relationship, this is a step that you can take to kind of show someone that I'm willing to let down my guard. I trust you. I love
Right.
you. And here you can have access to whatever you need to because there's nothing going on, and I wouldn't want to make you feel that like there is. So if that's what you need, here you go. You
right,
know?
and I think it depends on the two people.
Yeah.
Because
absolutely.
one may require and the other one may not even care.
Yeah, but if I'm dating someone and I feel like if they wouldn't give me the passcode or they're hiding their phone, you know when someone's doing something goofy.
Right, right.
If they're hiding their phone and you try to reach their
Absolutely.
phone, they diving over it.
what
That's
you
your
reaching
red.
for?
You don't need the passcode. That's your red. That's your key right there to exit because something's going on. I'm just.
What you reaching for?
I-
How you go to grab a
They
paper?
going in the bathroom with their
piece
phone.
Of paper?
Yeah, diving.
Yeah.
So that was my first question right there. Now my second question I want to pose in our Hey Family segment is, and we were talking about this.
Right.
So hear me out. And it's probably the fellas and the ladies is both questions for you. For fellas, when you purchase someone a drink, what are you expecting? And then also ladies, if you're accepting it, should you not accept a drink from someone if you feel like they're not your cup of tea? Now, Josh, I
That's a
posted
good
this
one.
video as a man.
That's
You in
a
the
good one.
club, you mingling, you
I'm
see,
in the club.
yeah, you
I
buy
see
someone
Maria over there.
Hey, daddy. Ah. What you come over, offer to buy someone a drink? You get a little wing, get a little
Hey,
wing,
fellas.
Josh. Get a hey.
Fellas, I'm gonna holler at you real quick. I'm gonna holler at that
Go
girl
see
over
what's
there
over
in the
this little
green.
tenderoni over here.
I'm like, yes, one martini. You drinking a martini? Okay, one martini. If I give you a drink,
I'm gonna need a double actually.
double?
Yeah.
Okay.
Since you paying for it,
check please. She's a drinker. I can't.
she got a problem.
My party is on this. I gotta go
Oh,
over
put
here.
your glasses on to leave. He put his sunglasses on to go exit. Josh, what?
No. So if I buy you a drink, if
Yeah.
I buy a woman a
And
drink,
I accept it.
and you accept it,
Yeah.
I think it gives me I think I'm entitled to a conversation.
At least.
At the very least, I'm entitled to shoot my shot.
Okay.
Because if you accept it, and we had a grown person spot, not no kid, 18 and no,
Oh, yeah,
not no
yeah.
little kids, but
30
we're
30 and
adults,
up.
30 and up
Yeah,
club. Let's just
okay.
say a 30 up
Yeah.
club, whatever. I buy you a drink. I get an opportunity to shoot my best shot.
Okay.
You get to stand there and look at me and be like, oh,
Size you up.
size me up. Look at my teeth.
Can you afford this
Look
double
at
right
my-
here?
Yeah. You probably have follow-up questions. Oh, well, what do you do? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You know, it gets a rapport.
Right.
That's it. That's all I feel like a woman or a man is required to do.
Okay.
Is to give me a few seconds of your time.
Right,
oh,
right.
Thanks for the drink. Oh, well, where you headed? What's your name?
And see what that can lead to.
Oh, my name is Maria. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah. Well, thanks for the... And if a woman is not interested,
Yeah.
at least you had the
Opportunity.
politeness
Mhm.
to sit there and exchange names.
Yeah.
Not necessarily numbers. Before you say, oh, well, I'm gonna go over here with my friends. Thank you for the drink again. Your outfit looks nice. Pump me up at least.
Yeah.
You done
You said
spent
pump me up?
the drink, especially if you about to knock me down.
Right.
Say something about my shirt. Oh, I like the cars on your shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, you have a good evening, and I'll remember you next time.
Right. So buying a drink
Shut
doesn't
me
mean
down
that.
with grace.
But buying a drink doesn't mean that you get to follow me around the club all night long.
I'll
or
follow
that
you
I gotta
around
give you my
still.
number.
She said she like my shirt.
No, don't be no.
That was my end, y'all. I promise you. She walked away from you, Chris.
No, because some guys don't get
she
the
want me
hint.
to chase her.
Some
Yes, you
guys
right.
don't get the hint. That we
You
just
right.
if I accept a drink from you, which I now I'm thinking about what I'm saying. I don't think you should. And it's so shallow, but if you look at someone and off the bat, you can tell
You like,
they
girl,
coming
oh.
in with the shiny,
I don't need no drink.
the player from the Himalayan
sober.
suits and the gold tooth
Yes.
and the juicy jerry curl, and you look and you like that he ain't. I can't
That's
even
not
believe
it.
he had the audacity to even approach me. If you know they're not your type, maybe you shouldn't be accepting the drinks because look
So
at
what,
look,
how
think-
would you decline the drink? Let me
Okay,
see
so
what
look,
Maria would
is
do.
this weird? I've never
No, but-
had someone buy me a drink or even offer.
Okay.
Am I intimidating?
But you weren't.
Hold on.
You weren't out at clubs
am I
like
not
that.
giving? Am I not giving one night stand? Like, hold
No,
on.
you're not. Nope. You don't. I'm sorry. You don't give one night stand.
Oh, I'm
Bye.
talking to. I was talking to.
No, you won't. You won't talking to them.
Okay, hold on. I take that back.
You don't
okay,
give
I was
one
at a-
night stand
Hold
by.
on. Let me correct myself. I was at a Janet Jackson concert out in Columbus at
Uh-oh,
Polaris
don't get
Amphitheater.
yourself in trouble.
No.
Go ahead.
And it was a gay couple that offered to buy me a drink, but they just wanted. I was too young to drink at that
You was
point.
cool.
But I've
Just
never
hanging
had
out.
a man offer to buy me a drink.
You know why that is? Let me tell you this. When I met you, when
Hold
I
on,
first saw you at Kent,
I gotta
yeah,
make
your
sure the
breath do
breath-
stink. I'm joking. I'm joking. When I first met you at Kent,
I'm out of here.
and I was trying to, I asked the upperclassmen. Maria's older than me, guys, by the way. I asked some of the upperclassmen
a year
on
and
the
3
team.
months older than him.
You ain't got to put it out there. You're a senior. You robbed the cradle. That's okay. You took the underclassmen, the up and coming quarterback from KSU. Let's go
Continue on
Flashes,
with-
baby.
Continue on with your story, please.
Okay. So I saw
Lord
you
have
up on
mercy.
stage. Maria won Best Dressed Contest. She on stage flaunting it. I'm like, I walk in, green, freshman, like, oh man, I want her. Who is that?
Oh, you had some
upperclassmen.
courage.
Yes, I had to.
Some confidence.
I had to. You was like a shining star on the top of the hill to me.
Aww.
So the upperclassmen told me,
I'm about to cry.
you don't want her. That's wifey material. I got some girls over here that you can holler at. So off the bat,
So saying
off
I'm
the
not
bat,
easy.
You not easy.
And I did know
That's
your
wifey
teammates
material.
too. They were cool, yeah.
Cool. I'm like, dang, that's wifey, and you was wifey. 20 years in, but now
I guess that's a
you was wifey.
compliment. But
That's a compliment.
What is
you
that?
not, you don't look like certain women. They ain't flaunting it, but they still got it. That'll make a man want to change his life around. Like, dang, I gotta, hey, am I tie straight?
I gotta get a job for her.
Yes.
Okay.
But
Well, hold
recognize
on.
if a woman putting it out there, a different kind, a man probably like, man, I don't need to do that. I can do it. What's up, baby? You want to buy a drink?
I'm like, boy, bye. So,
Exactly.
but hold on. Okay, so then that leads me to my next question. Just because you're in the club buying drinks, does that necessarily mean you're trying to holler at that woman?
No.
Or that man?
Nope. Not always. You
'Cause some
gotta
people-
read it, man.
I like, yeah.
Y'all adults.
I mean,
I could buy a drink, man. I'll be
you
nice.
can send a drink to the table. That
Yes.
don't mean nothing. Like, I'm just
I
out here
sent
blessing
drinks
people today.
to,
Yeah.
Your
Hold
friends.
on. Wait a minute.
To
Hold
your
on.
friends.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Who you
I
send some
sent
drinks?
drinks to your friends.
Look me in the eyes. Hello.
I sent drinks to your friends.
Who?
Your friends.
I ain't got no friends.
Your friend.
I am a lone
I was
soldier.
out with my friends, and I was
Wait,
like,
wait.
"Oh yeah, that's such and such." They know Maria and
now
blah
I
blah
need
blah.
the passcodes.
But
Now I need the
what
passcodes.
I did was to not be confused.
Don't start stuttering now.
Listen, I'm not stuttering. I'm to not be
I'ma sip my tea.
confused. Listen, I had the drink sent when I was leaving, so there is there no confusion? That's clear. Oh, that's clear. I know
That's
Chris.
like
you
some
know.
Rico Suave type stuff.
I'm Rico. I'm
Who
him.
sends someone
I'm
a
him.
drink and then poof, they gone?
Hey, take care of that bill. That bill on me.
Hold on, you said
All right,
now
y'all.
you're saying their bill. Did you
Yeah.
send them some drinks or you
I-
paid for
I
them
do
some
that.
steak and
I-
lobster?
I do all that, man. I'm him out here, man.
And now he in trouble.
No, I'm just playing.
All
I'm
right.
playing.
Well-
I'm joking, everyone. Hey, I take it
No,
back.
I don't see anything wrong with it, but I do know people. Some people, I got girlfriends. If a guy just say, if you say hi to certain women, they think you trying to holler at them.
It's a
so
way
you
to
got to
do
be
it.
careful with
It's a
that,
way to
right?
do it.
So I'm saying just because you buy someone a drink doesn't necessarily mean that you're trying to holler at them.
Mm.
And then on the flip side, I do not believe that we need to be accepting drinks from men that we have no intentions of even giving the time of day to.
And it's a
because
way.
drinks are expensive.
Correct.
Ladies, sometimes we get into clubs free on ladies' night. It's hard. Men are spending their hard-earned money.
Some ladies,
Huh?
they put on them. Y'all put on them outfit,
Ah.
and y'all go purposely to get free drinks. I
That's true.
guarantee you.
That's true.
Like, girl, I'm about to
Facts.
get all the free drinks.
Facts.
I'm about to get in the section.
But that
the VIP.
that dress costs money. That makeup, that hair costs money. Those nails and them lashes cost money. At least I can go walk out here with a free drink.
And they make, but you
Come
know what
on
they
with
do?
it.
They
What?
do make the guy feel special first
Oh.
before they dip out on him. Oh, thank you for this drink. Oh, you look good. All right, I'm over here with my
Look at that.
girls. Bye.
Let me get that double shot of Hennessy.
Yeah, exactly.
On the rocks.
Exactly.
Don't water it down. I get some juice at the next bar.
All
Okay,
right.
baby. I'm sorry. Get to your next
No,
segment.
you
That was
good.
fun. I like that.
Absolutely. That was fun. I want to switch gears a little bit. I want to get to my pay the man.
Okay. I love
Pay the
this
man,
segment.
baby.
I love it. Pay the man.
Pay the man. And this is basically, I'm going to highlight, one person is usually a him or her, or him versus him,
Yeah.
or somebody that's notable in the community. But in this place, in this instant, I have a question.
Uh-oh.
Who on the Browns roster, coaching roster, is important enough, right? Is the most important assistant coach?
Oh, assistant.
Who is the most important assistant
Because
coach?
usually we give all the head coaches all the
Or the
praise
coordinators.
or the coordinator.
But who is the most important assistant coach on
so
the Browns?
thoughtful.
Who could go to the Browns organization now and say, look, my guys are going to have the greatest impact. I deserve a raise. Which coach on the Browns roster can do that?
Ooh.
Which coach on the Browns roster can go to Coach Kevin Stefanski and say, look, man, my guys are going to be the difference makers.
Well,
I need a little bigger raise.
would it be the QB? Because that is the most important, position on the field.
The QB coach, the quarterback coach. The only stipulation with that, and that's a great answer.
Wide receivers.
The only listen, let me respond to the QB coach.
Uh-huh.
That's a great answer. Because the QB is let's not say one of. The quarterback is the most important piece
leader.
on the
Leader on the team.
It's not even just that. The quarterback, who the quarterback is the most important piece by far on the football field. Case in point, when Peyton Manning got injured and he left the Indianapolis Colts, they lost just about every game in an NFL with the same team. The difference was the quarterback. That allowed
Luck didn't come in after
that
him?
allowed them to get Luck.
Okay.
Because they became the worst in one season. They became the worst team in the National Football League without Manning.
Right.
Then they were able to get the first pick of the draft. First pick of the draft was Andrew Luck.
Right.
They had the same team. Then Andrew Luck came the very next year with the same team. That same team went to the playoffs.
Right. Okay.
Quarterback is the most important piece. Also, though, the quarterback coach, the assistant, he doesn't do it all by himself. The quarterback is coached by the quarterback coach and the offensive coordinator.
Oh.
They're like this.
They are. That's true.
When
That's
coaching.
true. That's
So
fact.
it's not just the quarterback. So it'll be unfair to say that the quarterback coach can go to
Okay. So what about the cornerbacks?
The
coach? Corner.
cornerbacks.
Denzel Ward, Greg Newsome.
Correct.
What about that? Okay.
I like that.
All right, you like that?
I like that
You like
because
Not quarter, but corner.
corner. And the reason why I say that the cornerback coach would be in the running for that would be because you're playing against the biggest receivers in the NFL,
Right,
the cornerbacks.
right.
So if your corners, your
Gotta take
DB
them
coach,
down, right.
can shut down. Hey, coach, I need a raise because Denzel Ward, Greg Newsome, and company
Out there killing it.
are killing
You
it.
see my
They
boys out there
shutting
doing their
down.
thing. Right,
Yeah.
right.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Okay.
I
like-
that's in contention.
But I still like wide receivers though too.
Nah, I wouldn't say the wide receivers because
They be having them
again,
hands.
when you're talking about wide receivers, when you're talking about
Safeties.
anybody on the offense, you got a few wide receivers that's already great. They already run routes good,
Right.
right? That's
Right.
like saying, and any wide receiver coach can say that, I coached a Pro Bowler. He was going to be a Pro Bowler regardless if you coach him or not.
Right.
A special teams coach can say, I coached Cribbs to the Pro. I was going to be in the Pro Bowl regardless.
Why you say that?
I already had the talent. I already had the skill.
Okay.
It wasn't his influence that was going to make me.
And
You
you
know what
have
I'm
said- you
saying?
have said that
yes,
before.
he came with the scheme and this. He did the work. He did the measurements. He did the assignments.
Okay.
But he has a Pro Bowl
Quarterbacks
receiver.
do got to chase them down. And
Amari
stop 'em.
Cooper
That's
is a
true.
Pro Bowl receiver.
Right. Okay.
Yes, the wide receiver coach can give him intel knowledge to make him better.
Right.
But
He's
he
already
more
a
than
skills
likely-
guy. He's already a skills guy.
How much work will it make him to be better?
That's true.
Really. All
That's
he has
true.
to do is listen.
What? I don't want to throw you off. What position was DeQuell Jackson?
A linebacker,
Okay, I like my linebackers.
Linebackers coach.
And what about Mike Adams? What was he?
cornerbacks. He
Oh,
was
he's
a
a
DB, nickel, safety.
Okay.
Mike
okay.
Adams
okay.
pops.
All right, you right.
He's the coach.
You know what
He
you're
just
talking about.
signed with the Giants, by the way.
Mike Adams,
Mike
Pops?
Adams, yes, he's a DB coach now. Just signed.
I got a friend at
2
the
days.
at Giants.
Giants.
Let me find out.
He
I got a friend at the
signed-
Giants. I can go ahead and be like, let me
Yes.
get some tickets. Cause
So Mike Adams was
Pops,
formerly,
congratulations.
yes, formerly
And
of the
Ariana,
Cleveland Browns.
Yeah,
Absolutely, but
Avery and Maya's daughters. Okay, good. I'm gonna write that down.
Getting back
we
to
going
it.
to some games out there in New York.
you ain't going to New
yes,
York.
I am.
Getting back to the question at hand.
All right.
I will have to say it's between, the Bill Callahan,
Okay.
offensive line. I have to say him.
Okay.
It's between him and Maria. You had it right, the cornerbacks coach.
Okay.
I would like to say, Stump Mitchell,
Mm-hmm.
running backs, Nick Chubb. Is such a great, important piece to the puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
But he has running backs. He's a fan favorite, Stump Mitchell.
Okay. For real?
Cool beard.
For real? He got a cool beard?
I love
I gotta look him up.
everything about Coach Stump. I think Coach is a fan favorite, by the way.
He's a vibe.
Stump Mitchell.
He's a
Yes,
vibe.
He's a whole vibe.
I gotta look him up. Go
I
ahead.
I mess with. I just
He got an Instagram?
Coach, what are you doing?
I'm looking him up.
We're gonna do that afterwards.
Okay.
But I would have to give it to Bill Callahan
Okay.
because everyone else, as a offensive or defensive coach, has individuals other than the defensive line coach. He would have been next. But the offensive line coach has to coach the tackles to protect the edge on both sides. They have different responsibilities than the guards and the center.
Mm-hmm.
So each position on that offensive line requires a different technique, a different move, a different blocking assignment that has to be executed to a T, or your $100 million quarterback will suffer.
Right.
So your offensive line coach usually is the next coach in line to be your coordinator, your head coach for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
Because he deals with the entire offensive line that's predicated on keeping the quarterback healthy and predicated on winning. Your offensive line coach is sucky, you will get killed out there.
Yeah.
It will be
chasing down
destroyed.
the QB, sacking the QB, needing some
Exactly.
protection. Yeah.
So
When you played, they had $100 million line.
Mm-hmm. So when we talking about the pay the man for today,
Yeah.
the most important assistant coach, Bill Callahan.
Bill Callahan.
Pay the man.
Pay the man.
Pay the
right
man,
there you
Bill
go.
Callahan.
That's what I'm talking
Most
about,
important.
babe. I like that.
Yes.
All right, now I want to move on over to what's trending, Josh.
Let's
and
do it.
I think these are just topics that I feel like are trending in our household, conversations we're having with our children, and then this season, a lot of kids are going back to college. So I want to,
Yes.
I want to get your mindset on a couple
Okay.
of things. Okay.
Okay.
So I was having a conversation with my mother. I have a 20-year-old brother, and I have a 20-year-old daughter. Right.
Right.
That sounds weird, doesn't it? But
It does
happens.
sound weird. What's
Right.
going on in your family? I mean,
Parents still
Jesus
getting it in,
Christ.
no.
I mean,
And
you
we were
guys
having a
pregnant at the same
conversation
time?
about- and I don't want to. I hate to.
Hold on, Maria.
Okay.
You and your mom was pregnant at the same time.
Yep, pregnant at the same time.
Man.
6 months apart.
Mama
right?
Rose be getting it.
Goodbye.
Nah, I'm just
Stop.
playing.
I
I'm
don't
just
even want to
playing.
visualize that.
No,
Stop.
I'm
No
just
one wants to
playing.
visualize what their parents do.
I'm just playing. My
And they
daughter
all
has
have-
an uncle that's her same age.
6 months older than her, right? And so, do you feel like, and I don't want to generalize, but is this a trend where this generation of children don't feel like they need to contribute to anything?
Ooh, when you
And
say contribute.
Contribute. I'm talking about our daughter. She's 20 years old now. She's in college. She got a little job.
Ooh,
And so I'm like, you could probably take care of your little cell phone payment, your
Oh,
insurance,
yeah.
stuff like that.
Right.
And they, or even when it comes to like, I realized, I don't know if it's just because I'm a dang on good mother, our kids don't do chores.
Right.
Our kids do not. I had to wash
I-
dishes. I had to vacuum. I had to
Correct.
dust the house every Saturday
Correct.
when I could.
Correct.
When I first got my job. Oh, I'm so okay. Go ahead,
I
baby.
blame you for that.
You blame me for the kids
I
not
feel
having
like
chores?
every generation is supposed to get better. However, our children are supposed to have chores.
They spoiled.
Yes, but they're supposed to have chores. I just
Did
think
you have chores?
I had chores.
I can't. You ain't had no chores. You don't even
I had
clean
to
up
clean.
now.
I had to clean either. I had to vacuum the steps,
You had
or
one
I had
chore.
no. The steps, we had multiple steps. You walk into.
No, I know you had
I
no
lived in a
stairs.
condo.
Usually, you had to have multiple to have a
Yeah,
stairs.
we had the vacuum. We didn't have the hose. I had to carry a big metal. Each step, right? And look, I used to even because I had to carry the vacuum cleaner up each step. to
You
vacuum
didn't have a
each step.
backpack, the little backpack.
Didn't have a backpack. So I had to, even when I tried to skip and skimp on out on the job, because we had to come home and do our chores before we go play.
Right.
I used to undo the hose and rake the steps to make it look like I did it.
So you would go through the motions and not have a vacuum.
But I wouldn't have to carry it all. I just
Oh,
real
my
quick break the
Lord.
steps, and then I run out and go play.
Uh-huh.
And then my parents would be like, "Man, maybe something wrong with the vacuum cleaner. It ain't look like you
Did
ain't look like it
anything.
worked." But they would see
The
those
lines
brake-
are in there. The
they
lines
see
are
them
in there.
brake marks, and they be like, "Oh, he did the chores." And look, they don't know, so they might watch this podcast and be like, "I knew it wasn't nothing wrong with that vacuum cleaner." But I had chores.
Right.
I had chores, and my brother had to do the bathrooms, and we would rotate.
Okay.
So he would have to clean the 3 bathrooms, or I would have to vacuum the steps, or vice
I'm trying
versa.
to think. I don't really recall my mom telling me to do chores.
Nah, we had chores.
I think it was just out of the kindness of my own heart. If I made a mess, I was self-sufficient. I would clean up after myself. I feel like, and maybe this is me coming from a divorced household, a single parent household. I believe that because our daughter has 2 parents in the household that she can lean on, or even our son too, they don't necessarily feel like they have to do anything because
They needed
whatever
to be
you don't
pushed.
take care of, I take care of.
I would not have elected to do chores as a child. I had no choice. Our
just
children
do the
have
cleanup
too
after
many
myself.
choices.
Yeah.
They have too many choices.
They have options. They're,
Yeah, they got
they're kind of
options.
privileged a little.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are.
Yeah.
And I think
When you
it's their
got
mom.
your job, because I know you had a
I don't want
job.
to put it on you, but I think it's their
You're not
mom.
gonna keep shading me like
No,
that. When
I'm
you
just
had
saying.
so when you had a job in high school, because I got a job a month before my 14th birthday. I worked at a place called Kroger's, a grocery store. And once I got a job, it seemed like my mom was like, "Okay, well now you can pay for your hair and your back to school clothes, and any fun things I wanted to do was like on my own."
But you knew right away if you wanted to do things on your own that wasn't pertinent. Your mom was like, "No, I ain't gonna get that for you, no."
Yeah.
Because you had a job too.
Right.
So I'm definitely not gonna buy you a dress. You got the money for it.
Right.
I'm definitely not gonna buy you new shoes. You got the money, you got a job. So now by you doing that, your mom knew you took pressure off of her.
Yeah.
Our kids
Our
know.
kids, our
They
daughter, I
wanna-
think our children feel like, "Oh, I got a job, but that's money that I'm
Dad got
saving.
it.
I'm stacking for myself."
Dad got it.
Yeah.
Daddy, I
When
need
you got
you
a
to put
job
this
in
on
high
my
school,
credit
did you have to
card.
pay for your own stuff?
Of course. As soon
Okay.
as I got to high school, I was out of my parents' pocket.
Okay.
I would say 10th grade and on, 16 years old and on, I was on my own.
Okay.
As far as like school clothes, because I had a job.
Right.
I was working.
Right.
Yes, school allotted for money for school clothes but extra,
Yeah.
I was on my own.
I
And
don't
I was okay with that.
Okay, but I don't agree with, say, most of us come from poverty or whatever. I don't agree.
I don't come from poverty.
Okay, well,
You don't either.
do
Yeah.
you know what the income? Anyway, so
No, let's go into
we
it.
weren't rich. Our parents weren't
Nope,
wealthy.
we weren't wealthy,
We
we
grew up in the
weren't
inner
rich.
city.
It's a difference between
We grew up in inner city.
that's not poverty.
Okay.
That don't mean that you came from poverty.
Right, but okay, so
It
we
was
were not, my
difficult.
family was not well to do. So
Right.
I'm looking at people who parents who children have jobs and they take their check.
Right.
I don't agree with
Absolutely.
that, but I do
I don't
feel
agree with
like
that
as
either.
anybody under the age of 21 or something, if you still living at the home with your family, I do feel like you should contribute in some way if you can.
That's
Especially
interesting.
if you feel like your family needs it.
Yes, that's interesting.
Because as you grow up, you're supposed to, take the burden off of your family, regardless of how much
Correct.
money they have, to kind of contribute.
Right.
Now it's time for you to pull your own weight.
Right.
But then I want to also have this question with you, and this conversation with you, not question with you. A lot of kids are going back to school right now, college in
Right.
particular, and they're picking their majors.
Right.
And I would say that's one conversation. I just kind of went off to college. I didn't have like a conversation with my mom about, what do you want to do when you grow
It's a
up?
different
and what did you do?
generational thing.
Okay. So my question I wanted to pose is, should you choose your child's major or kind of usher them into, and the only reason I'm saying this is because we live a particular lifestyle.
Right.
I know my daughter likes to shop. She likes
Right.
to travel. She likes to eat well. So I had a conversation with her before she attended college, and I just said, "Hey, I want you to pick a career that's going to help you sustain your interests,
lifestyle
the
that you
lifestyle
had-
that
that
you want to
you want.
live." Right.
Right.
I don't look at that as necessarily picking her major for her,
Right.
but just making her aware because
think
I
you
don't know our
encouraged her.
generation. I didn't include my parents
Right.
in my decision
At
making
all.
like we do with our children.
And that's the difference
but-
of generations.
But do you
that it
like
is
that?
now.
I kind of like it though, because you don't have to set up and be, just
That
go out there wandering around the
What
world.
you're describing is us being more independent.
Yeah.
So children these days need a little bit more structure.
Okay.
They need a bit more handing because of the phones.
Yeah.
Because of the technology. Everything is at their whim. We didn't have GPS.
Yeah.
We had maps.
Right.
And just had to be like, it's that way.
Yeah.
And we're gonna run into it. And,
I
and
get
we
there
can see it.
eventually. Right.
Yeah,
we had to
we
use
can
our
see it.
intellect. Right.
And we had to use payphones.
Yeah. Yeah.
We weren't checking in.
Right.
Our parents just had to Oh, you came home.
Yeah.
Oh, you survived.
And I look at it, my mom, she was a police officer. She was busy. She's working overtime. She's trying to, provide for us with her father not even being there.
Right.
So I understand her not being as involved as maybe she needed to be. But I do think, and the parents out here, if you got anybody that's going to college, I'm just speaking from my own experience. I wish someone would have sat me down like, hey, what are your interests? Okay, well,
Right.
let me see what income level,
Forward
what
thinking.
income this will bring you, and if these jobs are even, or they even looking for these kind
More
of career paths
forward
right now.
thinking.
Yeah, I do think you should talk to your children about
Absolutely.
their career path and see if it's right, because you don't want someone just going to school, spending all this money, wasting their money, and having a piece of
Absolutely.
paper and not being able to even pay back the loans and live the life that they want to live.
Not just that, Maria. I think you hit a a nerve right there, because our children. I don't want to just make it about our children.
right, they don't mind, but yeah.
Then it's another topic on that.
What's that?
Our kids staying at home.
Mhm.
Do we put our children out? Even when they do have a job.
Yeah.
And when
Other
is it
cultures
time?
don't.
Other cultures don't put their children
Until
out.
they have a certain amount of money to be able to buy them a home.
Right.
We leave. I left as soon as I was 18. I'm getting up out of here.
I did too.
You rack up
'Cause you
debt
want
for
your own
yourself.
thing.
You don't have
You want
anything
your own.
saved.
Right.
You living paycheck to paycheck.
Right.
So maybe we should have a discussion next week.
We have to have that
Yeah,
discussion.
I like that.
Is
Don't
it right
forget
to,
now. I gotta write it down.
Right, because is it right to make your kids move out at 18? Like when they come home from college, do you give them that set time to leave? Like, all right, man, you got 2 months.
Yeah.
2 months.
2
And
months.
then you gotta
You're
go.
gonna rush
I
to get
don't-
out of here, but then you're gonna create a life of debt for yourself because you don't have anything saved. So are
Right.
we doing
That's
it
a good
right or are we doing it
conversation.
wrong? Right.
Let's talk about that next time.
Let's talk about it next time. I
All
enjoyed
right.
you so much.
You enjoyed
I
it?
these conversations.
I
Hope y'all
appreciate,
did too. Yeah.
I appreciate the questions. Help about Nick Chubb
Yeah.
getting re-up, extended. His
Extended.
contract getting
Mhm.
extended.
Andrew Berry saying we're gonna take care of him.
Yes.
Right. Take
I
care of
like
him now.
that. And I love the Hay family about the drinks.
Yeah.
About,
Should you?
yes.
Yeah. What do you expect when you buy
What do
someone
you
a drink?
expect when
Absolutely.
you buy somebody a drink? I love that, Maria.
I love
Appreciate
it so much.
that.
Thank you guys so much for listening to us and tuning in. Make sure you follow us on the Big Play Facebook, where you can watch this live every Tuesday at around 7 p.m. And then follow us on all our social media platforms at, I think it's The Crib Show. It's that
Yes.
simple. We love y'all for watching and listening, and we'll see you next time on